I think what drives Antonia is a sense of justice, justice for everybody, regardless of who you are, and regardless of where you come from. It is the human and civil rights of all individuals, providing them a modicum of dignity and respect. And if those rights are taken away from them, if those rights have been violated, that's a huge injustice. And I think what drives her is justice. What drives her is fairness for all individuals. And obviously, her help at at MALDEF it's her roots, it's her DNA, it's where she comes from. Understanding and knowing that the Latino communities, immigrant communities, have been stratified, they have been targeted by politicians, by those with a tremendous amount of political power, legal power, and she's been that queen that has risen, to do everything within her power to battle very strong political interests to bring about justice and fairness to those who have been socioeconomically and politically, historically marginalized.
It's obviously Antonia's accomplishments range anything for anywhere from her fight for student justice during the times that she was in college and the like. It extends to her fight for social and economic justice. Her fights continue on with her battle on the reapportionment, trying to guarantee that there be equality for Chicanos that were basically neglected, forgotten as a result of a process that was inherently discriminatory.
You ask about Antonia's legacy, I think that's really hard to calculate. So many of us have benefited from what she's done on a grand scale, the litigation that she's brought, the parent leadership programs which she's advanced, the educational excellence that she's responsible for has been fantastic. So that's on a sort of a macro scale. On a micro scale, I think everybody who's touched Antonia is different and better.
Well, I described her as a fierce advocate for justice, and I think what's driven her is this notion that she has to right wrongs, that she got a great education, including a legal education, and that it was incumbent on her to use that great education for good, to challenge injustice and wrongs wherever they occur. I think that's driven her entire life.
I think one of the biggest accomplishments, obviously, was her battle with 187. That has the biggest impression for me is 187 and how she led the fight in the federal courts to pretty much, help defeat, 187 using the power of the law and doing so in such a manner that virtually nullified almost every provision of Prop 187.
Well, she really put MALDEF on the national map. Vilma, of course, began that process, but the expansion of MALDEF to Chicago, to Washington, really took place under Antonia, and those are crucial moves in the effort to move MALDEF as a civil rights and public education organization into the center stage nationally.
There aren't too many Antonias. In today's world, we've just been lucky that we've had an Antonia Hernandez, as Chicanos in California or this country.